Welcome to SaaS Leaders Lounge, your leading podcast for insights into the tech world. Hosted by me, Romone. Today, in our AI series, we're thrilled to have Kevin Baragona, the visionary founder of Deep AI, with us. Kevin, your journey of pioneering roles in the tech sphere, including groundbreaking work at Deep AI, has set new benchmarks in the conversational AI and beyond. It's an honor to have you with us today. How are you and where are you joining us from, Kevin?
Thanks very much, Ramon. I'm calling in from San Francisco. I'm really happy to be here today.
Brilliant. I'm excited to have you on as well. So, to dive straight into our conversation, Kevin, are you able to start by sharing the inspiration behind Deep AI and the specific market need you aim to address with its inception?
Of course. So, our Deep AI story actually dates back to the year 2016. I personally had an interest in machine learning for several years prior, and I noticed that there were beginning to be incredible breakthroughs using a technology called deep learning. And I particularly thought that creative use cases were about to become very powerful based on what I saw unlocked by the academic research of the time. So a year after that, I founded the company Deep AI to basically bring this technology in an easy to use form to the world. Now, I think we were actually a little bit early as a company. It wasn't until 2022 that I think we really reached a large scale and had millions of users. But the vision was actually there all along. So it felt great to see it come to fruition.
Brilliant. It's as if you saw the future, I must say. From starting up in 2016, how have you observed the AI landscape transform since then?
It's transformed several times over by now. The general story is that deep learning models that people are able to create with GPUs tend to get bigger and bigger over time. That is like more
Yeah.
parameters, more weights. And when that happens and they're able to feed them with more data, and the accuracy and capability of these models goes up dramatically. And another phenomenon occurs, which is that as the quality reaches a certain threshold of a large model, the use cases start to explode once the quality reaches a threshold. And that's sort of what we're seeing happen 2022, 23, and I think again this year. Images, then text, then images again, and now video as of today. The quality reaches a usable threshold, and the interest and demand for AI like thousandfolds for each of these use cases. And I expect this to keep continuing for quite some time.
I agree with yourself completely on that aspect. Deep AI recently introduced some game-changing features. Are you able to talk about these innovations and how they position Deep AI in the competitive landscape?
Absolutely. So one of my favorites that I'll just briefly mention is what we're calling online mode of AI chat. Now, this is basically the beginning of a really cool feature that, in a nutshell, it crawls the web before answering. Now, that may sound small, but it's actually incredibly powerful because it basically allows the computer to do unique research for you.
Yeah.
And there's no real limit to how much research it can do before producing you a report. So I expect this to be an increasingly amazing tool. So I'll say online mode is something I'm very excited about lately.
So that's incredibly innovative. I think it's clear how that feature could significantly disrupt the AI landscape. It's great to see you're not just keeping up with the pace, but actually setting the pace in such a competitive field with such an innovative feature coming out. But your insights that I've seen from your post on LinkedIn in regards to in-context learning have been quite influential. How does this aspect drive a deep AI strategy and development?
So just a brief note on what in-context learning means.
Yeah.
It means you're actually not training an AI model. You're not assembling a data set and like going out and training and doing back propagation.
Mm.
It actually means prompting. Like the word context is basically another word for prompt. So it's in prompt learning.
Yeah.
And this is something that, the industry, anyone watching closely has noticed is actually very powerful. So imagine you just have a big prompt, which might be a page of text, or with the larger models now, it could be like an entire book length or more of context
Yeah.
or big prompt. And what it means is you'll be able to draw conclusions and like learn something instantly from that data. So you don't need to train an AI to learn anymore. You can learn instantly from data given in a prompt. And that seems staggeringly powerful. We've trained AI to learn, but what we've actually do is we almost created a general learning and inference agent.
Definitely.
And that ties back into online mode. That's basically how it works. It
Brilliant.
learns from the research it does immediately. So as far as where this goes in the future, it's hard to say exactly, but I think it'll be one of the biggest developments of this decade in context learning. And we're going to use it heavily
Brilliant. I
because
think
it's much cheaper than other techniques.
yeah, I agree. And sorry to cut you off there. Wasn't sure if you finished, but that was profoundly insightful. I think the way in context learning influences your strategy and everyone's strategy, it really underscores the adaptability and kind of forward thinking aspects of a leader. Um, in a market brimming with AI solutions, how does the AI leverage AI to create unique conversational experiences?
So you're correct that it is kind of like a crowded AI market. We're in an environment, let's be honest, where everybody kind of copies each other. Copying is kind of
Um,
encouraged. I don't think anyone feels too bad about it right now.
no.
We have similar products to OpenAI. Uh, so does Google. And like we view ourselves as an AI product company. That is, the AI itself is the product. And we're putting AI in its raw form in people's hands. The AI is the product, but we use AI internally to optimize the delivery of it so that we can make it cheaper for our users. And the strategy we found useful is delivering AI to the most possible people at the lowest possible price. And we use AI to optimize that process. And I think we do that in a very unique way.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I think it's impressive how you're kind of tapping into the nuances of the human reaction with the low cost effect of it to redefine engagement. Moving on to an important aspect of AI, addressing the ethical considerations is crucial, I believe. How does deep AI ensure responsible AI usage, especially concerning data privacy and integrity?
We basically care about it a lot.
Yeah.
We don't think that our AI models we don't believe our current models are especially harmful. If we detect harmful use cases, we try to stop it basically. We try to be like 99% good at it. With data privacy, we don't train on user data. We've never had a data breach, so we keep it very securely.
Excellent.
So we're very proactive, basically, and I can elaborate more if anyone
No,
ever
that's
asks
fine.
me.
Yeah, I think it's something just to hear how seriously deep AI is taking it. I think it definitely helps to shape the technology's future, as we hear about a lot of scary use cases in regards to the ethics that can be kind of worked against in the wrong way with these AI evolutions. So I think just the fact that you've never had a breach, it tells a lot of the story through kind of starting in 2016 as well. There's a lot of mystique around AI. Could you debunk a common myth about AI for our listeners?
Debunk a common myth. Well, I think a lot of people believe that AI is conscious, and I think that's mostly a myth.
Yeah.
But I would say that if the AI was conscious, we may not realize it.
Hmm.
I think the general public actually, they have a sort of like a Skynet or a Terminator view of AI, or like they watch the movie I, Robot, and I think that it's actually sort of broadly accurate towards the future. I think maybe one of the biggest myths is that they think robots will be very robotic,
Yeah.
and they won't be natural. I think the truth is that the robots and the AI will be incredibly human, incredibly emotional, and incredibly natural.
Wow. That's enlightening. I think, yeah, dispelling the myths is crucial for a broader understanding and acceptance of AI, but I'm not sure if everyone will be ready to accept that fact. Brilliant.
It's
So,
it's going to be an extremely socially, possibly destabilizing technology. So we should take it all extremely seriously.
I agree with yourself on that one, Kevin. But what do you believe is often overlooked yet a critical aspect of AI technology by the general public?
Well, I think the general public, like in the tech world, we're avid users of AI tools, like AI chat, ChatGPT, image
Yeah.
tools. We know it's possible. But if you travel around the country and the world, you realize that most people actually have not tried AI. They maybe don't know what AI is. They've certainly never tried an AI chatbot. I think the general public at large is sleeping on AI, and they don't realize that in some sense, we almost have AGI today, and that's incredible. And the general
It's true.
public is sleeping on it.
I agree with you on that point as well. I think I spoke to someone a few weeks back. He was like an AI founder, and he said that in the next 5 years, he believes that AGI will be here. And I'm on you at that point. I think it's here already when you actually look at the innovations or of what's been created even last year. So overall, it's an eye opener to consider the underusage as a critical yet overlooked element. Looking ahead to the future, where do you see the trajectory of AI and business communication heading over the next 5 years, and what will deep AI play in that future?
The big picture for the world is I think we're going to get more AI than anyone ever wanted, and it will. I've called it the sci-fi future. That's what we're going to have. We're getting a
Yeah.
sci-fi future, and our role is to, it's our moral duty, like everyone's moral duty in the industry, to try to steer that future in a way they think is good.
Yeah,
That's about the best you can do.
it's true. It's
Well,
true.
it's everyone's duty. It's your duty as well. You have to steer the future in a direction you think is good, and that will change
Definitely
over
agree
time.
with you. Yeah, I agree. It depends. at the top whose hands that future's in. But I agree, if we steer it in the best possible way, we can only affect the future in a positive way going forward. Are you able to share an amusing or unexpected incident encountered during Deep AI's AI development or deployment?
Unexpected development. Need a moment.
Sure.
So as far as unexpected developments, the most surprising thing would be which use cases we've been able to develop first.
Mm.
10 years ago, myself included, we all thought AI would solve hard technical problems and scientific robotic things first. And that's not what happened.
Right.
Artistic use cases and creative use cases got solved first. We got machines that wrote great poetry and created art before we got computers that could like build a house or do something that doesn't require creativity.
Yeah.
So it was kind of disturbing in many ways because it seemed to like devalue human creativity. It at least made us question, what are we really doing as people when we're being creative? It certainly made me think very deeply about it. I'm not fully sure I know the answer. Yeah, but that'd be a solid one. Is
Yeah.
which use cases of AI were more or less solved first? Very surprising to me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. You've given me something to think about as well, in terms of how we actually, what we're doing when we're being creative. But I think that journey, it kind of shows that it's things like these that humanize the journey of innovation as well. Put it in terms. Brilliant. So to move on to a light-hearted quickfire section, I think it would be great to learn more about you beyond your professional achievements. So I'm going to ask about 5 to 6 questions just to build your character a bit for our listeners. So to start off with, would you prefer to never have to work again or love your work so much that you never want to retire?
I'm gonna solidly pick option 2. I don't really see myself ever retiring.
Yeah.
I find myself happiest when I'm firing on all cylinders with a lot to do. I'm not particularly good at relaxing.
Brilliant. And that's why you're
Not
the
not
founder
planning
of a
on
great
retiring.
company.
Not
Yeah.
planning on retiring.
Great to know. Brilliant. Would you prefer to be the best player on a losing team or the worst player on a winning team?
I think either are okay. I guess I'd probably be the worst player on a winning team. It seems less egotistical.
Definitely, I agree. I support Tottenham, and I'm not sure if you're into football at all, but Harry Kane, he's probably been a best player on the losing team, and that's why he's never won anything in his career. So I think, yeah,
Yeah,
being the worst player on the winning team is definitely later down the line you could probably look back on your achievements at least.
yeah.
Brilliant. So, would you prefer to have free Wi-Fi wherever you go, or have free coffee where or whenever you want?
I'm gonna pick the Wi-Fi. It's more useful.
Definitely, I agree. Would you prefer to be a part of an unsuccessful startup with friends or a successful one with people you don't like?
Is that a joke? Obviously the first one.
Definitely.
Yes.
um, the second to last question. Would you prefer to have unlimited battery life on all your devices or have free Wi-Fi wherever you go?
The battery life. That would
Yeah.
be
Cool.
that would be sick. I could do without the Wi-Fi.
And last question. Would you prefer to own a private island or a private jet?
Um, oh, it's a toss-up. Probably the island.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I'm kind of split in between, to be honest. But yeah, it's not me
Yeah,
asking
yeah.
the question.
That's a toss-up. That's a good one.
Brilliant. And as we do on SaaS Leaders Lounge, we like to have a collaborative environment where one guest is able to ask questions to the next guest. So we've had Heo, who's the founder of Chat Simple, prior to yourself. He's asked the question, do you think conversational AI can be a solution for loneliness?
I have Mixed feelings. In some sense, yes. I think could do a pretty good job. I'm not sure it's moral though, because it's just going to end up replacing human relationships, and it's already beginning. So I think we're gonna, like, similar to like the current young generation is a little bit maybe phone addicted. The generation after that is going to grow up AI addicted, and they might prefer AI relationships and AI friends to real friends. So they might not be lonely, but all their friends will be computers.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if there's anything good about that at all.
that's true.
It's
That's very
rather,
true, actually.
it's concerning. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with yourself on that, and I think that would be an interesting conversation between yourself and Heo. As he was asked a question: if he was given $1 billion, what would you invest in? And he said a conversational AI that could cure loneliness. So yeah, definitely think it's something that advantages and disadvantages can be thought from both. But overall, to kind of move on to your question, we've got a gentleman called Deepak next. He's leading a company called Finny. What would your question be to that gentleman?
Do you know what their company does?
Yeah, so they're a company that helps turn their knowledge base into an AI chat. They said they can do this in 2 minutes' time.
Very cool. I think I'll ask about a breakthrough of the day, which is related to video generation. We've now seen that AI can generate amazing videos, but I think they may be a little bit more than that. Like they might be able to do physics simulations by virtue of being to generate a video. So what do you think the world is sleeping on when it comes to videos? What is the
Yeah,
world sleeping on when it comes to AI videos?
brilliant. I've noted that down. I'll be sure to ask Deepak. Please listen in to the next episode to hear the answer as
Absolutely.
well. But before we conclude this insightful conversation, Kevin, could you share where our listeners can learn more about you, your work, and Deep AI?
Yeah, Deep AI is easily found online at our website, deepai.org. We're on Twitter. I'm easily found on Twitter as well, Kevin Baragona. But true to Twitter form, it's mostly jokes, so be careful.
I'll put all of your personal information and your company's websites in the description of the YouTube channel and also the Spotify link as well. But overall, thank you, Kevin, for joining us today in the SaaS Leaders Lounge and sharing your journey, insights, and the exciting advancements at Deep AI. It's been an enlightening and enjoyable discussion. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to SaaS Leaders Lounge on your favorite podcast platform to catch all episodes of our AI series and much more. We have an incredible lineup of guests like Kevin, and you won't want to miss the wisdom they have to share. Until next time, keep pushing the boundaries of innovation and leadership in SaaS.
Thank you.